Hi, I'm Nora, and I'm here to teach you one of my songs. This is called Thinking About You. So we're going to start with the first verse. Now, this song is in the key of E flat, so it's got 3 flats. It's got E flat, A flat, B flat. So that's the key it's in. And we're going to start with the first 4 chords. I'm going to just play them for you once, and then we'll talk about them. Okay, the first chord is E flat major, which is E flat, G, B flat. The second chord is C minor, which is C, E flat, G. Next chord is B flat major, B flat, D, F. And the last chord is A flat major, A flat, C, E flat. So you can play this whole song in root position chords if you want, or I'm going to show you the different inversions I play them in, just because it's a little bit easier. You kind of keep your hand in the same position, and the transitions are smoother if you play it in different inversions. So first inversion of E flat starts on the second note of the chord, G, B flat, E flat. That's first inversion. Second inversion starts on the third note of the chord, which is B flat, E flat, G. So that's second inversion. And I start this song in second inversion in E flat. And then the rest of the chords I play in root position. And my left hand is just doing a combination of playing just bass notes and root fifth, so bass notes and the 5 sometimes. You can kind of throw in whatever you want. Okay, so you want to play it together now? And I'll kind of sing along so we know where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yesterday I saw the sun shining, and the leaves were falling down softly. Okay, so that's the first part of the verse. Now we're going to do the next few measures of the verse. And again, I'm going to play it first, and then we'll talk about it. The first chord is B flat major, which we learned before. It's B flat, D, and F. The second chord is D flat major, which is not within the key of E flat technically, but well, we'll get into that later. So it's D flat, F, A flat. And the third chord is A flat major again. A flat, C, E flat. And again, I play these in inversions. So the first chord I play in root position, B flat, D, F. The second chord I play in second inversion. So root position would be D flat, F, A flat. First inversion would be F, A flat, D flat, and second inversion is A flat, D flat, F. And then the A flat, I play in root position, A flat, C, E flat. So we're going to add that to the first part of the verse, and I'm going to start at the top of the song, sing along, and we'll add these few measures that we just learned. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yesterday I saw the sun shining, and the leaves were falling down softly, and my cold hands needed a warm, warm touch. Okay, and that's that part of the verse. Now we're going to do the last few measures of the first verse, which is, it's kind of like a precursor to the hook or the chorus or the refrain, however you want to call the the other part of the song that we'll get to later. And it goes like this. That's it. So it starts on a B flat, D, F. Next chord is A flat again, which is A flat, C, E flat. And then the next chord is another chord that has a couple notes that are not in the key of E flat again, and it's G flat major. And it's G flat, B flat, and D flat. So again, it's B flat, A flat, G flat. And we can take it from the few measures before instead of going all the way back to the top. So we can play along. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. My cold hands needed a warm, warm touch. I was thinking about you. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's sort of the beat is a little weird there. It's an anticipated beat. So 1, 2, 1, 2. It's kind of like, anyway, you can play along. When you play along with the track, you can kind of feel it out for yourself. And that's the end of the first verse. Now we're going to do the second verse, which is exactly the same as the first verse, except for the end, where it goes into the real chorus instead of the pre-chorus. Okay, so the new part is E flat major, which is E flat, G, B flat, D flat major, D flat, F, A flat, C minor, C, E flat, G, D flat major, D flat, F, A flat, E flat major, I won't spell it out again, D flat major again, and then B major, which is B, D sharp, or E flat, you can call it whatever you want, and then F sharp or G flat. So that's another chord that's sort of not within the E flat major scale. Again, I do inversions of those, and I do second inversion, I think, on all three. Okay. So now let's just play the whole second verse together, and I'll sing along, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I stand, looking for signs to lead me. You hold my hand, but do you really need me? I think it's time for me to let you go. But I'll be thinking about you. I'll be thinking about you. Okay. The next part of the song is the solo section, and it has the exact same chords as the first verse, so we've already learned all the chords for the solo section. And since the song's in E flat, a good way to just sort of get some ideas for what to play over a section like this is to think of an E flat pentatonic scale, which the notes are these. So you can just kind of noodle around, you know, play with it. You don't have to play the same thing every time. You can improvise, and that'll work over a lot of the chords. Except when you get to a few chords. B flat, you can throw in a D. And then whenever we get to the couple funky chords that aren't within the E flat scale, like the D flat major, because the E flat pentatonic's not gonna work on that, you can just kind of outline the chords a little, like, just play whatever notes sound good. You know, you can kind of hear what sounds wrong, so don't play that note again. So I'm gonna just do a quick solo section for you just to give you an idea of some things you can do. also look at the notation from my solo on the record, and it's under the play song section. And you can definitely check that out, but I think you'll have more fun just kind of fooling around with it yourself. I know that I never play the same thing on this song whenever I play it, so, just noodle around and have fun with it. Now we're in the home stretch, and we're at the third verse, which is the end of the song, and it's exactly the same as the second verse, which came before the solo. And this third verse comes right after the solo. So since we already have learned all the chords, I'm not going to go through it again like that, but I'm just going to let you know what happens at the end. E flat, D flat, C minor, D flat, E flat major, D flat major, B major, and that's where it stops on the second verse, but here at the end it just keeps going. Back to D flat major, to E flat again, D flat, C minor. So we just keep repeating this over and over again until we go crazy. No, this time it's B major. So it's basically the same thing over and over, and it alternates between C minor here to the other chord, which is B major. So you just keep repeating that until you end, which can go as long as you want. You can just jam over it. And then once you end it, you should just end it on the B major, like that. Now I just want to talk a little bit about different embellishments you can do when you're playing, so that you're not just playing straight chords the whole time. You give it a little more personality, so you can go, little things here and there. Now, some of the things I do, I add a lot of twos. Now, the one of the chord is the E flat for the E flat, it's the C for the C, etc. So for like the E flat chords, I do a lot of like 2 to 3 action, and then C, and then especially for the B flat chords, I do a lot of C to D action here. So that's the song. Thanks a lot. I had fun doing this. I hope I was an okay teacher, and I hope you have fun playing it. See you next time.